Okay, this video is going to be explaining to you how to use the app called ShowMe, which is another way that you can just do some simple flipped classroom teaching to be able to explain concepts to students, getting to have a look at it before they come along to your class, or if you know that there's common problems that students struggle with, you can put it up there as well. So if you go into the App Store and you search for something called ShowMe, you're going to see this little white app that looks like this, which I've downloaded, called ShowMe. So if I open that up, you're just going to come along to this sort of general login screen here. Now what you're going to see is the option to create some new ShowMes. So before I want to jump into that, I just want to show you some of the other features that you can have a look at here if you're just wanting to start looking at what other people are doing with ShowMe. So if you come up here to this option to explore, okay, you'll start seeing there's a whole bunch of areas down the side which have actually got lessons associated with them. So you can look for things like maths, you can check out science and see what other people are creating in terms of science. You can have a look at, then within science, biology, chemistry, physics, those sciences, alright? So there's a whole bunch of stuff that people have already done which will give you some really good ideas, okay? If you come back, you can look at history, English, okay, see what different people are doing in English, around grammar, writing, spelling, literature, poetry, reading, etc. like that. So have a look, see what other people are doing. They'll give you some ideas and maybe where to start, or you may just want to start choosing some of these for yourself and getting your students to maybe have a look at them as well. This is a little bit more difficult in terms of getting them up so that students can see them, but I'll take you through that process. So what I want to do is come up to this button up here called Create. This is where you can make your own ShowMe, and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. So when you open it up, you just have a blank screen here. I'll take you through some of these buttons across the top. This one up the top is just a text tool. So if you tap somewhere in the middle of the screen, it'll bring up an option, and you can just type in there. And if you don't actually like, ShowMe. Now, got to make sure this one does not have an autocorrect for spelling, and you can change the color of the font by just choosing one of these buttons over here. Okay, and you can choose increasing the font size using this one. So if you press that one, it will make it bigger. Okay, this one here will make the font size smaller. So that's just a general way to do it. Once you're done, click on Done, okay, over here, and that'll be in the middle of the screen. Okay, now what you can do next is if you want to just do a general drawing one, you don't need to choose anything, it's just automatically selected. You've got colors up the top here, so these are your general colors. So let's say I want to do something in red, and I want a circle, so all I do is put my finger on there, trace around it, and you've got a circle. If I want to put a triangle in there, I can do that as well. Okay, so you can start doing a couple of different things. If you don't like what you've done, the little backwards arrow up here gets rid of the last thing, so click on that, and it gets rid of the last thing you've done. Okay. If you want to get rid of everything, this is a little eraser button, click on that, and you've got options to clear your drawings only or clear all. Now, the option clear all, what I mean by that is you can actually come up here to this button and you can start adding some things in. So if I've got just a picture or something I want to edit, you click on that button, you can choose to take a photo, you can search for images on the web, so you can search directly if you want to look for something on grammar or on photosynthesis or something like that. You can just pop that straight in. Okay. If you want to choose a photo you've already got, you can do that. So I'm actually going to do choose photo here, and it's going to you have to actually enable it in your settings. So if you don't know how to do that, I'll actually show you. So you're going to come back here to your settings down the bottom. Okay. And in your privacy section, in my settings here, you can see I've got Show Me. It does not currently have ability to view my photos, so I'm just going to turn across so it's green. Okay, and then if I come back to Show Me, alright, it'll load back up, and this time I should actually be now able to access it. Still loads up the same one I was working on. Now if I click here on this one at the top and I choose photo, okay, it will now actually access my camera. So I can come up here, and now let's just say I want to choose this general one on the periodic table. Okay. What you can do is you can rotate it, you can bring it to the front or the back, so if you've got other photos around. So if you actually want to move that, you just press and hold it and move it around the screen. And let's say I've got that one in there, okay, and I'm done. Click on the done down the bottom, okay. Then I want to add another one over the top. I'll go back to choose photo again, Choose another one. Let's say I want to just bring this one in here. And notice how this is over the top now of the periodic table. So if I choose this one, it says center back, it goes behind it. If I bring this one here, it goes move to front, okay? But what I actually want is just to have that slightly down here, okay? So just so I've got them separately. Okay, so I've got my two there. I click on the done button again. All right, and now you can see I've got both pictures here. Now, what you can then do is you can start recording this if you want. Okay, so if I click on this record button at the top, it'll start recording my voice, and I can start writing anything. So I'm actually going to click that button, go record. Okay, you can see the timer has started down the bottom here, and so I want to write in red. So I'm going to choose my red option, and I would say something like, "Hi guys, welcome to this video which is all about the noble gases of the periodic table." So I want to start off by showing you where they are. They're in group 8 over here. All of these are the noble gases. Okay, so if you don't like writing, all right, with your finger, you see it's my writing is pretty shocking. Noble gases, here they are. Okay, I could have chosen the text option there. Okay, and now what it actually does is it pauses, so you can actually type it in. So I could write noble gases, put it in red, okay, over here, and then I could hit that again to start recording, okay, and now I've got it written in. So it's not actually going to waste time while you put the text in. It's always better if you can do it beforehand. So now, I'm talking about the noble gases. I talk about these are my noble gases down here. I talk about blah blah blah. I can talk about lots of things for some reason. You know, if I want to talk about there's a triangle somewhere in here or a circle, you know, you can put whatever you want in here. Once you're done, you press the pause button, which is up the top here. Okay. All right. And that can allow you to think about it a little bit more. Now, let's say I've done what I wanted on this slide, and I actually want to go on to another slide and talk about something else. Well, over on this side, I've now got this little arrow, which means I can add a second slide. And you notice that I've now got a blank slide again. So I can add another photo. So come back in here, choose another photo. Choose another one. Let's say I instead want to talk about the halogens here. So I'm going to have that one in there. Notice down the bottom, I'm still flashing. All right, I'm still flashing down the bottom here. I might actually move this up a little bit so you can see it. I'm still flashing down here, which says I'm in the middle of a recording. Now if I come back up here and press the pause button again, okay, I'm back to starting recording, and you can start adding through. Now you can set these up beforehand if you want and just flick from slide to slide, okay. If I transition back to this slide, okay, it still keeps recording, and I can move between them, between my slides, talk about everything, okay. Blah, 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 okay, set it all up. Once I'm all done, I hit the pause button again, okay, and then I click on the done, which is over here. Okay, so what you can do is you've got a number of options now. You can either save it as a draft if you want to come back and keep adding more, and this is the beauty of this app. You can come back to it, you can add more on, and it will just keep adding as we go, or you can go save as complete, which I'm just going to do. I'll go save as complete. Okay, it'll save it for you. At this point now, all right, it's actually starting to play it, okay, and you can then go have a look at it, see if there's anything you want to review, anything you want to change, okay. If you're happy with it, which I am, I'll click on save, okay, then you can name it. So this is the periodic table, okay, click on the next button, okay, you can choose your topic. Well, mine comes under science, okay, and then you can choose that it comes under chemistry, okay, then it's the periodic table, okay, and then I'm done. I don't want to add anything else in, okay, and then it'll ask you to do a couple of things. If you want to share it, all right, you need to actually log in. So you need to create, all right, a Show Me account, all right, and something down here, learning about creating accounts for your students. What you can do is you can actually create your own little account here. You can give students login details. Actually, can actually come in and have a look at it as well. Okay, so if you click on New Show Me Account, it's going to ask you to sign up with an email. Okay, there's a number of ways you can do it. If you've got a public Facebook one for your students, which I know someone like Kristen does for dance, you could do it on Facebook if you want, or you could do a Google account similar to what I've talked for showing of setting up your Google account for uploading to YouTube, and you can do all of that. Okay, I'm not going to do that now. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cancel back out of this. And what you'll actually see is, once you've done all that, here's my periodic table one just here. Okay, if I click on that, I'll actually be able to see it, alright, and it'll automatically start playing as well. So what I want to do is I'm going to come back down here, I'm going to pause it, and I want to just bring you to this little button that we've got here, which is the upload button. So if I click on that, alright, that's the way you can come back and upload it if you don't want to go through and doing all of that sharing at the time. So this one requires a little bit more work from you. It's not as easy to just upload directly to YouTube or anything like that. But if you don't want to pay for the Explain Everything app, okay, and you want to still be able to have your students to be able to access it, you can do this as well. It's a bit of a cheaper option for you. Okay. So I'm going to leave it at that. If there's any more questions, anything you have, please ask me. The best thing to do is always just jump on this, start creating, start playing. If you're having problems creating an account or getting your students to see it, please ask me and I'll help you out. Thanks, guys.